Stack, what it is a software that is a learning management platform.
Episode 83, Adriana Bates, which, are you keeping your last name?
Yes. I'm keeping my last name to move to my middle name. So it's going to be Adriana Bates Finn. But I'm Instagram verified, and since my license doesn't match yet because I haven't gone to the DMV, Sean's going to listen to the... We're recording, right?
We're live.
Good.
Yeah.
We're live now. So what I'm saying is, he thinks it's not a priority. That's how he's interpreted it. But really, it's a pain. I have to get the list of all the things to do. That's another business I want to create. Think about this. When you get married, it's very overwhelming of all the things that you need per state to go and get your name changed.
Yeah.
Like, why not have a kit that's mailed to you with all the envelopes that say, okay, this gets mailed to this gets mailed to this. Make a copy of this, put it in here. Why has that not been invented yet?
That's genius.
We should make that.
We need that.
Seriously,
any person that changes their last name. I know some.
So we can make divorce kits. So we could think about funnels for divorces and then funnels for marriages. It'll be like the extremes of both sides. So let's start on that business too. Okay.
Whatever's happening, congratulations.
Whenever this gets made, we're documenting it right now that we made this business.
It was our idea first.
But imagine that, just like a box that shows up on your doorstep because you said, "Yep, I'm married."
Yeah.
Give me everything I need to do to change my name.
Let me know. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Because it is a pain in the ass
with the pre-address envelopes.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass to have to go figure out what you need, retrieve the information, take it with you. It's a whole bit. It's a whole ass bit.
So I am taking his name, finally. We've been together for so long. I'm now a Finn, finally Finned. That was my hashtag.
So that's not your middle name.
My middle name right now is Dizon Bates, but my middle name will become my current last name. So it'll be Adriana Bates Finn.
I get you. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. I love that.
So that's a Filipino tradition. So in Filipino culture, that is how children carry their mother's family. So all my two brothers and I have the same middle name, and it's my mother's maiden name.
Oh my. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Spanish or Hispanic ethnicities or cultures do that same tradition to carry the mother.
Okay. I love that because, of course, here, there's nothing...
You lose it.
Yeah, you do. You just kind of adopt the man's name, and it is what it is.
You lose your maiden.
Yeah. Interesting. I love that. Yeah, we need that.
That's funny.
Okay, first and foremost, let's start off with a review. I wish I would have had them help me sooner. Amanda was so kind and made the process seamless. We saved so much money and with better coverage. Amanda did everything on our behalf, leaving us with just a few e-signatures to sign. I'm so thankful we reached out to them. Thank you so much to Sarah C. We appreciate you. And now we move into Peek and Pit.
Peek and Pit.
Peek and Pit. So you actually just missed him. We kind of hyped you up about being here, but he ended up leaving early today.
Who is it?
Just had someone start today. Well, yesterday.
Producer or ops?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you guys missed each other, but super excited about that. We have someone else.
He needs to come follow me and meet every young and upcoming mortgage originator.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, you said something last time you were here about recruiting people from
Northwestern.
Yes,
and Enterprise.
He's from there.
See,
he's from there.
Can we that's another funnel. How do we make that funnel that targets? We need a little bot, AI bot, someone that's watching. Please tell us how to do this. An AI bot that scrubs LinkedIn. I envision it like crawling.
Yes.
When someone takes Northwestern Mutual off of their job description or puts an end date, we need to spam them with ads.
Jobs. Yes, I love that.
About how amazing it is. Yes. And then the podcast. And then the culture. Because remember, these young kids, they love their culture.
Oh, yeah.
We're so fun to be around.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're lumped into this young kids.
I 100% am. And I'm honestly, in this season of my life, I'm so big on trying to create that.
Oh my God. It's hard to create. It has to happen naturally. So things that are naturally important to you and Jake and the other two owners will naturally happen here at the agency.
That's so true.
So if you guys like family dinner, you will do more dinners quarterly or whatever with your top producers or something like that.
We literally do that. We literally have dinner.
Are dinners important to you?
Yeah.
See, there you go. Telling you.
Interesting. I'm going to think about that more.
Wait, so was that your peak? Look how, this is what happens.
I know.
Because our chemistry is amazing, guys. You have to understand how, like, we could do this all day.
Oh, yeah.
All
we
day.
could have kept going.
We
last time.
We would have if my children didn't need to be in places.
Well, we needed to be cut off.
We did.
But we could have kept going for a stupid amount of time. But
so your peak is the new hire.
The new hire, and then we also have someone taking their test on Thursday. And so he will be a new hire as well.
So question. New hires just passing their test.
Yes.
That one was not from Northwestern, because Northwestern should already have its licenses, right?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So the one that doesn't have its licenses. What is your expected ramp up for them to start producing? Like, how long is it typical for them to be like, okay, just pass my test, to actually starting to bring in business?
I don't know. It's tough. He's going to be working with Caleb, so he's going to be on the trucking side.
Oh,
of
yeah,
things.
yeah. So he's niching him and basically like his apprentice.
And he should, in my opinion, take off faster than PNC, because
there's a need, like a big need for it.
There's a need, and it's a lot of like fast transactional type stuff.
Right.
Versus PNC is more relationship building.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, I expect like 30 to 60 days. He should have something in commissions.
It's good.
For sure.
That's quick.
How do you, on the mortgage side, how's that?
We expect it 30 to 60.
Yeah.
But it's tough too, because it's relationship building first.
Yeah.
So what we expect is that they call their friends, family, like previous coworkers, their sphere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in the insurance world, it should be the same too.
Yeah.
Like their first deal should be their family.
Yeah.
To be like, listen, I started this new job. I'm producing.
Yeah.
Give me your deck page. Give me your auto page. Like and let me quote you out.
Yeah.
Right? Shouldn't that be like mandatory?
Yeah. Yeah, it should.
That's, I mean, Northwestern can watch this all day. Peter, you can watch this.
Peter. I don't know who Peter is.
Oh, wait, Peter Maluk. No, that's creative planning. There's someone else at Northwestern. I can't remember his name. I think his name is Peter too, but the one that owns it. Their whole thing about like churning and burning is that they get their friends, family, and that sphere is their job. Like it's mandatory when they're making their calls.
And realistically, those are the people that they're going to be on board most of the time.
Even if it's a wash and it's exactly the same, they're going to shift because they're helping their family get paid. So 2 producers in a week.
Yes, very excited.
That's huge.
I feel like they're gonna be so much help. Caleb is going to be able to challenge himself in a completely different way. He did have someone on his team a while back, but he came from the construction industry, and I don't know that he was really fully invested into insurance. So he ended up going back
to construction.
And
I think what like you have to do, and I'm not telling you how to mentor your new producers, but consistently remind them of the residuals and how that grows, right? Like if you
the importance,
correct, of making sure that you do a stellar job so that they're happy and so that they refer refer everyone that they know that has that same need, but then, hey, you're going to get paid every time this renews, so keep them happy, right?
Yeah.
I think if you could, I think insurance and financial advisory services, right, are one of the only industries that you continually get paid and your income grows as your book grows. What else is like that?
Financial services.
Yeah, if you think about it, the more as their book grows,
I like to
right?
think about that in real estate, but it's not.
It's always
necessarily
transactions, though.
Yeah.
So, like in real estate, that should happen if they're marketing to their database, taking care of their past, like taking care of their clients, and consistently staying in front of them. But there's so many market statistics that show that I'm going to totally botch this stat, but it's really high. Like 83% don't use the agent again in their second transaction. So, like if they bought their first home with one agent. Number one, they
mortgage or real estate?
Both, mortgage and real estate. Like they don't. We are notoriously, mortgage and real estate are notoriously known for on to the next, and not taking care of our past.
Really?
That's why, like, if there is truly a CRM that's ever built that can make such good out of the box canned touches to their past clients, that's a service that's really, really needed.
I think that's a dual-ended thing. Sure, the client's not going back and working with, like, there's responsibility there. Simultaneously, how many times are those agents going back and making touches with those clients.
They're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like 30 something times a year. Like, I'm teaching a class, you need to come.
Where is it? What is it?
March 20th.
Okay.
Totally plugging it in. Okay. March 20th, it's a Wednesday, 10 a.m. It's at a real estate agent's office, a brokerage office of Keller Williams. It's far for you. So it's all the way on the west side.
Kansas City?
Shawnee.
Shawnee?
So it's west. So it's 435 and Midland.
Okay.
10 a.m. It's all about marketing to your database for real estate agents. And the handout that I leave them with is a year's plan, basically a calendar with the content of everything that they need to market to their database.
Okay, it's on my calendar.
Yeah.
I just need the address, so I'll text you for that.
Yeah. And it's going to be on all my socials, so you just RSVP on it so you can
Yeah.
And you can test my technology to make sure the reminders are going out and do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like all the auto stuff.
I could be your
Also
guinea pig.
though, who's your PNC, your biggest PNC producer? Jake?
By a long shot, yeah.
Does he get referred more business from mortgage or real estate? Which one does he focus more on for PNC?
That's a great question.
Should be mortgage, honestly.
It should be, but honestly, I want to say real estate.
So if he wants to, he's more than welcome to just pop in, introduce himself. We don't have a preferred real estate agent a preferred insurance agent in that office. He's more than welcome to leave his cards, network,
Yeah. I'm going to tell him about it.
We can plug in the podcast.
And I love attending this type of stuff, and I love watching real estate because I know that there is a way that I can implement
Everything.
sales or
Not only that, you guys get it so much better because you have to have insurance.
Yeah.
You have to have
Mandatory.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
If you own a car or own a home, you have to have there's such a need for your service. So if you do a good job and keep them feeling well taken care of, you're just going to keep exponentially growing your business and the amount of money that you're going to make. It's exciting. Your industry's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peak.
Wait.
What's your peak? Oh, wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you finish your peak? So the 2 hires, those are your peak?
The 2 hires. Sorry, I got paranoid that my light wasn't on. It's on. My 2 hires are my peak.
So my peak, I have 2. If I can take 2, because I'm trying to celebrate myself a little bit more.
Please.
So I've been much
we
more
love
aware.
That here.
So I've been doing a lot of work about leading with feminine energy and, being more aware. We need to talk about this
It's one of my questions.
Okay,
Yes.
then I'm going to save this thought. This whole boss babe, hard, we don't need you, we're on it. And that's a horribly negative societal shift that I don't think every young woman should embrace.
Okay.
I think there is definitely a place for that type of boss bitch energy.
Yeah.
Let me go conquer everybody and step on them with my stilettos and not even look back. But I think we need, and we're meant, and this is just my belief, as women, we're meant to lead with a more feminine presence and have empathy and lead with a more intuition type of culture,
A leadership
style
stance.
Yes. Not so
Presence.
rigid, and that's very masculine. And I feel and this is something that I'm personally working on. Anyway, long story short, my peak is I've been doing a lot of that work and have realized and healed some of the things some of the blockages that I've had in some of my thoughts. They're starting to release.
Align and make sense.
Correct. So I'm starting
They're
to, I
not so
feel
jumbled.
like I'm being more aligned in what and just identifying what I truly do desire and doing the work to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's been awesome. And I can see some of the things, some of the universal signs, attracting. So leading more that way.
Yeah.
Living more in my feminine.
Yeah.
Attract some good people, which is now my peak. I found an awesome, I'm looking more for a partner. In the mortgage world, we are shifting to more of a contractual type of employee for some of the operational stuff. The industry in mortgage hasn't been as awesome for the last 2 years.
Sure.
So it's been very difficult for mortgage companies to scale because you have that fear of hiring too many ops, being ops heavy. Same thing in your own business, right? You don't want to have too much support when you don't have the business coming in.
Other type of support.
Correct,
Yeah.
exactly. But then there's also the alternative, right? You don't want the business to come flooding in and then not have the support to take care of it,
Yeah.
So it's always chicken or the egg or the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a balance, right? So what I've identified is that there is definite need for contracting that piece, meaning you can pay a per file fee to have that work done in the mortgage industry and not have a full-time staff member. And that fee is only paid when you close a deal. So really, it's only costing you money when you have business coming in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've always need to find a partner that would run that company for me, the contractor, like the processing company.
Okay.
And as the mortgage world shifts more to mortgage brokers they are looking more for that contractual processing or contractual ops. So that was the call that I was just ending when I was walking in the door.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm very excited about bringing her on board.
That sounded like a friendlier call.
Yeah, see, I want
You know?
more of that. You don't want to
I only
work
caught
with
the
end.
last 5 seconds of it, but
Yeah, she's a stud, and then she also has that type of banter and she's seen me. We've known each other for a very long time, and I didn't know she was unhappy at the place that she was at. So see, it's always important to post on your social handles that you're looking and when you're growing and what you're
Yes.
looking for,
Oh,
because
you're so right.
would you not rather work with someone that knows your personality already, knows what you're building, has watched you,
yep.
already respects you?
Almost, they're like way more invested.
Yeah.
They've been watching you.
Yes.
From, ground zero to.
And they know your personality type.
And they can kind of like adhere and appreciate and respect it a little bit more from someone who's just coming on, they have no idea, and they're, perceiving you through their own life's tragedies.
Right. Their own lens.
Their own lens, their own perspective.
We would prefer the yellow colored lens.
Oh my God. Where's the music? No, that's not right. Here it is. That's right. She nailed it. I don't know why it's not stopping.
I'm here all day, people.
Yeah, she's here all day. That's right. That was good. That was great. That was good. Pit. What is my pit? It's hot in here again. Okay,
This is her. Okay, we talked about this the last time. You run hot.
I do. Well, in here I do. Out there I run cold. I have a space heater on.
Yeah,
all
I
day.
like feeling warm like this.
Okay.
I'm not a cold
love that
plunger.
for
Did we
you.
talk about these cold plunging yet? I can't do it.
You can't do it.
Girl.
I think we briefly did like out there last time.
I would much rather get the same effects in a infrared hot sauna.
Yeah, see, I like the way I feel after a cold plunge, but like mustering up the oomph to like do it. Yeah. That's
Do you have one?
No. We've just used our tub. We have like a standalone tub, and then we just
Dump a
chuck
bunch of ice.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of prep work for that.
Yeah.
Like you have to prep to do your plunge.
Yeah.
It's
Jake does
exhausting.
it. He's way more consistent. He probably does it like 3 to 4 times a week.
Boo, that's
I do it like once every other month.
I know. I can't do it. Can't do it.
It's a whole thing. No, my pit is, I wanted to wear purple today. I was really just feeling a purple, like, I don't know if anybody's ever done research on like colors that present well on camera. And I just really felt purple today, and I spilled coffee all over my purple jacket. It looked exactly like that one. It's just purple.
Like where on the jacket?
Like everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, like I had a giant glass of coffee, and then by the time it was spilt, there was probably 10%.
Oh, so a lot of it got out of that.
It was a bad spill.
I mean, you're not lavender. It's this purple-esque.
Yeah, it does have some, like, it's like a cool toned pink. But anyway, that's my pit. What do you do? What do you do?
This is my thing. If that's your pit, we should celebrate that.
No, it's really not that bad.
That is fabulous.
I know. Yeah. And that's why, sometimes I'll bring up the pit thing, and then people immediately go to, oh, well, I don't know about anything negative that's going on. And it's like, it's not necessarily something that's negative. Every day we have to overcome challenges.
All
period.
The time. And I like to...
How you handle them
You know what?
is
That's
everything.
awesome. The people that you've had sitting in this chair can't come up with a pit. That's fabulous.
That's great.
That means that you've attracted like very positive people.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm conversely until I started doing this universe work, I would be very difficult to tell you my peak because I'd be like, there aren't any. It's all negative.
You gave me 2 today.
Yeah, because I'm doing that work. That's why.
That's worth something. What's your pit?
Man, the market still hasn't shifted. We are still waiting for... So the Fed's announced that they're going to be lowering interest rates, right?
Yes.
Like this happened at the end of 2023, the beginning of 2024. Every mortgage professional is like, the end is near. Like we've made it through this tough time. It still hasn't happened. And I feel like they're just dangling this carrot in front of us to just like keep us hanging on to hang on.
I'm hanging on personally.
It's exhausting to keep hanging on. Rates haven't dropped yet. They're not horrible.
Here's my thing.
This is
and we're going to get into this later on because this is actually the very last question.
Oh, okay. Then let's sneak into the...
Is it my last question? Yeah. Well, second to last. Is about the mortgage industry. And here's my personal opinion. Take it for what it is. There is never a bad time to buy real estate. Period. Never.
Unless you have a crystal ball and you know what's coming. Then you could foresee when it's a bad time.
But it's always going to compound in value.
Always
period.
Has. There's only been... Someone just posted this graph because my algorithm is very real estate heavy. Mm-hmm. Someone just posted it. It was 2000... It was right after, it was like 2000, it was right after the burst. Like 8 or 9 was the only time for those 2 years that the appreciation was on an average actually negative. Every time up, it's been just climbing, the values.
Yeah, and it will continue. The value of the US dollar continues to decrease.
Yes.
And the value of real estate continues
to increase. I agree.
Why would you invest in your bank account?
Well, this is, I think, what is frustrating the majority. The typical mass society is frustrated about it, is that the home values are increasing very quickly. Home and median incomes are not increasing as quickly. Okay. And with interest rates now going, staying up, it's making affordability very, very difficult. Cost of living has just been very difficult for the mass society on an average. So I think that is where and why so many people are looking for that rate dip, because everyone is hanging on to that because it's getting more expensive to live everywhere across the board.
You mean they're hanging on to the idea of a drop coming?
A drop in interest rates, so that when they do want to move, a lot of people want to move. Either their families are growing, they're looking to move areas, neighborhoods, things like that. What is keeping the majority of people from moving and listing their homes is, number one, their rate is very low in the house that they currently have, because the majority, everyone refinanced when rates dropped to the lowest that they'd ever been. So they're leaving a very low interest rate to then purchase a higher priced home at a higher cost of money. So they're just making it very difficult to afford that next move up.
So there's very minimal margin.
There's very minimal movement. There's no margin for the consumer. The consumer, it's just going to get more expensive. I think they're just trying to mitigate how they're trying to lessen that shock value of moving to their next house by waiting for the rates to drop. Because they're going to sell high, they're going to buy high, so that's a wash, but then the borrowing of money is so much more.
Yeah.
Energy prices are increasing, which is why we were talking about solar when we first walked in. I think that's why we're going to see this big push in alternative energy sources, because electricity, gas, everything's getting up higher.
Ooh, let's dive into that more too. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, cool. So first things first, where we got left off last time.
Which my mom saw me blaming her for all the trauma.
Oh no.
She was like,
Mom, we love you.
And I was like, oh, Mom, I love you. And I do. But yes, you fucked me up.
Mom, listen. We have thoughts and feelings, but
you did amazing.
Yeah,
that's fabulous.
Honestly, everybody is doing the best they can.
You wouldn't be who you are today. I wouldn't be who I am today without my mother's craziness.
Amen. With all the highs and all the lows, wouldn't be. So you gotta, sure, there's a point where you realize, oh, maybe, these were some things I didn't love so much. But then with that also comes the appreciation of, here are the things that I acquired that I do really love.
Agreed.
Okay, Stack. We have to talk about Stack.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
We are going to spend some time talking about Stack. This is where we got cut off last time, and we really started getting into the juicy stuff. So let's explain first, what is Stack?
Okay, so let's start. Stack, what it is a software that is a learning management platform. So can teach any type of industry, sales management, right? How to train in sales.
Yeah.
But also is sales management assistance, in that it's a platform where you can track the activity of your sales producers, that they're actually doing what you're expecting them to do. Okay. So first and foremost, they'll go through all the modules that we've created to make sure that they're learning how to actually sell.
Yeah.
It's not a pre-licensing course for insurance, for example. It's not this is what you need to study to get your licensing exam. There's enough of those companies out there.
Sure.
What it is after you've passed your exam, this is where you start. This is how you build a database. This is why a CRM is important. This is sales and scripts in the insurance world to actually start having these conversations about what you do, what your value proposition is, and how to exponentially fill your pipeline much faster than if you were just out there thrown out to the, how they trained probably Jake in state. Well, Jake came from corporate. He came from State Farm, right? So they probably did have a very clear and regimented training platform. Most independent insurance companies don't have that available. Typically, same way in the mortgage world, how we learn is you follow the top producer and you listen how they talk, you mimic what they do, you hear the conversations that they're having, and you build your business almost exactly the way that they have. So why not have that for small company owners like yourself? See, I'm selling you Stack, but it doesn't exist yet. So there eventually will be an insurance Stack. Sure. For small business owners, why slow down your top producer or slow down the owner of the company when you want to onboard and train your sales staff? Why not have them plug into a platform that takes them through modules, no more than 10 minutes long, because salespeople have friggin' the worst ADD ever, right? Then take them to quiz, make sure that they retained it, and then client-facing scenarios so that they know how to apply what they just learned.
I love the case study section.
Yeah, it's the best thing out of it.
Yeah.
No training does that. Why not?
No.
Why not have a real client that you've just gone through?
That you're likely going to encounter.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
So
Stack is it for the salespeople? Like, who's going to be purchasing Stack? Or is it going to be
oh my God, you're like teeing me up. You're like, who's your ideal client?
Of course.
Yes, you're amazing. Oh my God. Who's your, what do they call it? Who's your avatar? Right? Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what they say? In digital sales, this is the thing that I've been reading. It's like, who's your ideal avatar? Like, who's your ideal?
Okay, that does make sense. Absolutely.
That's what.
So that's what this is.
Yes.
Ideal client.
Yes.
So who is this primarily for? Like, I keep wanting to say consumer. That's not right. Is this for the salespeople? Like, who's going to be purchasing this?
So it's
or
threefold.
Is it the business owner?
Yeah, so it's threefold. I have 3 funnels that I'm going to create once the platform is ready.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you how I created it and why I created it? Honestly,
that's my next question.
Okay, it goes in there. Okay, perfect. So, threefold, because I've been originally this was created just for the mortgage industry because it doesn't exist. But then I realized it doesn't exist in any industry, which is why I got so excited and why I wanted to talk to you about it, because in the mortgage world, I've been there. I've been that individual loan officer that just passed their test, was thrown in a mortgage company that had a mentor that was way too busy to ever train me and like would roll their eyes at me whenever I would ask a question, you know, or just didn't have the time to answer some of the things that I needed to be answered while I was trying to become this new loan officer, right? Yeah. So this is definitely for the individual that possibly does not have that set training in the industry, right? So I'm going to definitely have a sales funnel for that to target the individual. The next is that sales manager that maybe is in a larger agency or mortgage company that is responsible for producing still has their own book, but then is supposed to mentor, train, retain this 15 person sales staff, right? Yeah. They want to hire more, but they're like, oh my God, how do I slow down? Or how do I slow down some of my top ones and manage my own book and make sure that they're still, engaged and learning and that I'm giving them, the value proposition of staying with this agency is like, okay, I'm giving them that leadership. So there's that tier is for the sales manager, right? That is expected to increase the revenue of the sales staff, but also still expected to produce their own book. It's hard. I've been there too. As we call them producing branch managers in the mortgage world. And then it's for the agency or the mortgage company owner that's like, you know what? I want to scale. I want to hire in masses. I want to hire in classes like they do at Northwestern Mutual. I want to hire with 5 new salespeople. They all go through these trainings together. And then I tell them we only have room for 3. So y'all better figure it out. And just be super clear about the expectation and that we're keeping the top 3. Yeah. And then just keep the top 3, or they all do relatively well, keep all 5.
So is this a system where you can track activity?
That's okay. So the original purpose of Stack was just the training, right? Because I didn't have that and it's needed. Then I realized the what everyone that I've pitched this to or had sales meetings about is very excited for the activity tracking afterwards. So what it would look like on the consumer platform, or not the consumer, the actual user platform, is these are the 4 modules that you're expected to go through today. These are the 5 CRM additions that you're expected to do. These are the 13 sales calls that you're expected to have, and here's the scripts that you're going to go through on how to do them. Every day you are expected to go through 4 modules, 5 CRM notes, and 13 sales calls. And they are required, almost like you're checking a box to fill in the bubble, so that from the management perspective, you can look at one platform, one screen, and see who's actually doing the activities, who's getting through the modules, who's actually entering, who's even logging into your CRM, right, and making some entries, and then also who's actually already making sales calls.
See, here's the deal. This has the potential to sound very micromanagey. But the thing is you're doing your team such a service by setting them up for these tasks to complete every single day, week, or however the person wants to manage it. So it's genius to put together something where the manager can hold accountability, right? And the producer can go through and check the boxes and actually see progress. Because just like anything else, how do you figure out how to swim? You got to jump in the damn pool and figure it out. You got to get on the phone.
How do you know? Salespeople are notorious for being like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing today.
Well,
what am I supposed to be doing?
Stack.
Well, there you go. You log in. So how I envision it, and I've been talking to this other company, it's called Sequify, which we'll talk about another time. What I really would like to happen is that when you onboard, for example, your insurance agency, when you onboard someone, they log into Stack, and Stack has a section of, here's where you fill out your W-9, here's your comp agreement, sign here, here's where you sign up for benefits, fill everything out here, click here, it automatically export to that. And you know what? Here's how you get paid and your commission splits. I want all of that housed, and Sequify does that, but we would house it within Stack, or vice versa. Stack would be housed in Sequify. Then you go straight into training. So it's almost like a onboard, next go into training, and then so the 3 systems that you would have is, and you mentioned it, what's the origination software that you use for insurance that does?
EasyLinks.
EasyLinks, Stack, and do you have a CRM outside of EasyLinks that you?
There's a CRM within EasyLinks. We are not good at using it.
So then all you would really want up on 2 screens is Stack, because you know what you're supposed to be training on, EasyLinks.
Yeah.
That's all you function out of.
Yeah.
And so that's all I would want you up. In the mortgage world, it would be Stack, because they onboarded and trained.
Right.
Our loan origination software, and then our CRM.
I love that.
Yeah, that's the screens that they should always have up.
I love that.
It's mobile friendly too, so if you're on the road, and I
love
know
that you mentioned that. I love
because
that
you know
too.
how. Oh, don't get me wrong. We know every excuse that sales people have.
Yeah.
Well, I was making my calls from my cell. Perfect. Well, you can log them from your cell as well.
Yes,
I was making them on my road. I had a long drive to visit a client, and I was on the phone the whole 45 minutes. Oh, sure. Okay, log those calls. There you go.
Push your button.
Yep. Fill in the dot.
And don't push mine.
Yeah. Because I think this is where we fail as leaders a lot. We think we're very clear with our expectations, but we're not good at managing those expectations at all until we realize it's too late, and then you're so frustrated.
I don't know how to communicate without being frustrated is my issue sometimes.
Poor Jake. Just kidding.
It does come out at him sometimes.
So this is, I believe Stack will revolutionize. I'm putting it out there. I'm throwing that out into the universe. I'm throwing that to the universe. Please. It will revolutionize sales management.
I love that.
Calling it now.
Please do. And I'm glad that it's on yellow colored glasses.
Yeah.
So Adriana was here last time. We mentioned she got here early, and she was kind of walking us through Stack. Very visually appealing.
It does look clean.
And I know that
Michaela and I are on the same page with aesthetics.
I feel like that's such a small sliver of like everything that it has to offer, but
people don't use ugly shit. They don't. I will not log my ass into a clunky ass platform. I won't. If it doesn't visually appeal to me and look very simple and sleek, I won't use it.
Yeah, I of course didn't use it. She was kind of like demonstrating it, and so sleek, so easy, like so easy to use, user friendly is what I'm trying to say. And I think that it really is going to offer so much value. I'm a business owner, so naturally I'm going to see the value for the business owners that are trying to produce.
Correct.
And it's like, how do you navigate your time? Like, where do you allocate your time?
I already know what you've done. You blocked off the end of your day, 2 hours to check in with your producers, 30 minutes apiece, see what they did, take them through their pit and their peak for the day, check in, because you're really digging to be like, okay, what the fuck did you do all day? Like, did you make your calls? How many prospects did you talk to? Not that we want to be on that level, but we are spending money. They're costing us money right now. And we need to identify if they're either A, going to make it and become a profitable producer for us, or B, going to just end up sucking time, sucking energy, and sucking money from us very quickly. Like, that's what I see Stack doing, is helping us identify either A or B much faster.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I really think it's such a service to the producer. I mean, it's really setting them up for success.
What book is that? Atomic Habits, right? Where it takes you through, I don't know how many days it takes, but if we learned those small habits naturally in the beginning of our careers,
is that the book where you like set yourself up for success? Like you set your outfit out the day before? Is that book, or am I thinking of a different one?
Atomic Habits basically summarizes that if you do small things every day, they become nature.
Okay.
Like they become second nature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking of a different one.
But I'm sure that the same concept could be applied to that.
Yeah, such good stuff. So tell me,
how are we not sponsored by Stanley yet?
I know, right?
It's coming, Stanley.
We did one whole episode. How are you not reaching out already?
I know. We didn't tag them.
No, we didn't.
I noticed you. Okay, if you haven't watched the previous episode, you need to watch it. It was much more funny when we were talking about it. We were like both of us fumbling around with our Stanleys.
Yeah,
I thought it was hilarious. But then we need to tag Stanley. To be like, hey, you changed your business from influencer marketing. Why not change your whole trajectory also with podcast hosts that are streaming on YouTube?
Yeah, I love it.
Me too. Not the easiest to carry, but cute.
It's cute.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Our Stanleys match our aesthetics.
Oh my God, they do. Hello.
This is
thumbnail.
Very crazy.
Okay, where did you get your inspo for Stack?
From personal struggle. I was dying. 2020, 2021, start of the pandemic. Mortgage companies didn't know if they were going to go out of business, but then they saw what the feds do to stimulate the economy. They dropped rates down to the lowest they've ever been. We were busier than we had ever been.
Oh my God.
Making more money than we knew what to do with. Wanted to just get bodies in the door. If you had a pulse, come work for a mortgage company.
Okay, here's the deal. So we were in the middle of buying an Airbnb.
In Arizona.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of all these price drops. Was it our new house, or was it, I don't remember. We were buying something. And yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Not price. Yeah. Excuse me, but this bitch literally took a phone call from the hospital when you had your.
Oh, I did, when I was giving birth to my child.
Yes. No. I thought it was your surgery on your.
Oh, yeah, my Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh, I was probably hopped up on some meds after that. Was it after? I don't even remember that.
I don't remember, but I just remember thinking, oh my God. And Jake was just like, yeah, I guarantee you she's like super busy right now because of all these refis. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Anyway.
I had torn my Achilles.
I'm just saying that she will work.
Of an ex-athlete. Oh, I was aware, but that was part of my healing that I'm going through. So my achievement and my workaholic personality
is that simmering down?
Yeah, I'm working on that. Was how I proved my worth and proved value. Was like, I will win because no one else will outwork me. Which is a very sad place to live. It really is. Yeah. Because you never reach that pinnacle of like, I am enough.
Yeah.
It's always on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. My value is just me. I think I'm pretty awesome now.
You are. You absolutely are.
I can't believe that. So that was after the Achilles. I also have many stories where I was running deals, answering the phone, doing all that after
I believe it.
When I just gave birth to a child. So that's what I thought you were referencing.
I believe it based on like just like all the phone calls, and like it does not surprise me at all.
I'm putting this also into the universe. You are going to help me with. So Stack is going to become like a masterclass. That's why it has the name of Stack. Okay, so everyone asks about your tech stack, like when you're talking to when you're like, oh, you own a company, and then someone else will be like, oh, what's your tech stack, right? So like they talk about what tech do you use. Stack is what that name came from. All right, Stack.
Okay,
but I envision it to become like a masterclass. So when you go to Stack's homepage, you can select the courses that you want to go through the modules. The management, the sales management's on it's the perk of Stack.
Yeah.
But like from an individual user or from an individual sales management, we could build a stack for insurance, build a stack for mortgage, build a stack for financial advisory service, build a stack for solar, build a stack for personal development.
Oh, I love that. When I think of stack, I think of stacking habits.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I still think that is aligned
stack your team, stack your business, stack your odds.
Oh, I love it. I love that. Because once all those things are stacked, man, you have a fucking good life.
Good life, good company. Like, the whole goal is to build such a company that you can be involved for 15 hours out of the week.
Yeah.
And then be at the beach.
Yeah.
Or on the islands. But where I was going with that is, I think the KPIs that people need when they're doing work on themselves that are very type A like me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking you suffer from this a little bit, is that we need to know what activities we need to do every day to stay in alignment, to stay functioning from the receiving state and not the driver masculine state, you know?
Yeah.
So like our KPIs in that stack would be like, did you check the box if you said your affirmations in the morning? Check your box if you journaled in your gratitude journal.
Yeah.
Did you meditate? Did you do, what is that, somatic exercises where it's like the yoga to release a lot of the energy that's stored in like our hips and our lower back, you know? Have you done any of that work
I haven't done it. No.
Yeah. But things like that.
I love that.
Yeah. I think stack could go, anything that sells could, like, you could build a stack.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And again, so helpful for the business owner, so helpful for the producers. It can bring so much value in so many different ways. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
So
Well, I'm going to need to sell it when I have a stack for insurance. Just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at you. Like, you can help me sell that.
Please reach out. So how this kind of goes back to the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your leadership has changed since you've started your business?
So I function from very much of I was in a different place in my life.
Yeah, of course.
When I started the business.
Yeah.
I was from such a place of scarcity, you know, because here I am on my own. I'm the only producer. I did take a couple of producers with me, but it was chaos in the beginning and I lost them very quickly because I was coming from a place of scarcity.
Yeah.
I was also coming from a place of where I found a lot of my value in achievement, right? So I was working all the time and I had these false expectations. Well, I did have these expectations that people should work just as hard as I did. If I'm pounding the phone during the refi boom until 11:30, midnight, they should too.
Yeah.
But it's not like, well, I don't know why I expected that of people, you know? And I thought that the thing that was driving me was I liked money. Don't get me wrong, I like money. But that wasn't what's driving me. It was because I had such a void in me that I was identifying my self-worth through achievement.
Yeah.
So it caused a lot of strain at home, in the office, you know? So as I'm trying to work on myself and as I'm becoming much more self-aware, I think my leadership style has changed just in the fact that understanding that not everyone's like me.
Yeah.
And that not everyone cares as much as I do.
You know, I have had to do some thinking on that recently. And it's accepting people for just who they are.
Yeah.
Because I have this toxic trait where I see potential and awesomeness in everybody.
And they become your projects.
And it's like,
you can make them amazing.
Sure. Yeah, but it's like, how grandiose am I to think that I can do that for them? You know? That's almost like I don't know, that's like a weird complex to think that like it's gonna take me, you know? No. They're on their own path, they're on their own journey, and maybe they're at their ideal, they're at their peak.
Yeah.
They're at their idealized version.
Who are you to say that they need to be further than that?
And exactly.
I agree.
And, you know, I just recently learned that, you know, we can project, you know, fears and insecurities.
Oh, for sure.
But we can project positive too.
Yeah.
So if
it's our vibrational
see,
state.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like energy, right?
Yeah. Like if I see, you know, man, she was just like such a delight today. Like, oh my God, I just loved every second of it. You know, that is likely a projection of my own state, you know, my own being.
Correct.
So we can kind of, Yeah, that's my toxic trait. And
Wait, but I think that isn't necessarily toxic. I think that's a positive trait.
It is.
Because
it can just go down the wrong path with.
well, it's going to cause a lot of heartache for you.
Oh,
because
100%, yes.
You're going to end up wanting it much more for them than they want it from themselves.
Absolutely.
So I think it's going to, but I'm very impressed that you're learning it this young. You're very young to be learning these lessons. I learned my entire 30s. It's taken me to learn all that.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that I think we can all do better as leaders. And one thing I am is setting minimum expectations. Minimums. Because in order to be at your insurance agency, you have to do X, Y, Z. That's the minimum. And you can go as far, we'll give you the tools to go as far and as big and as grandiose as you want, but here's the minimum. As long as you make those so clear, it should never be difficult to fire somebody for being a non-producer. Because let's be honest, that's where the anxiety comes from, right? Is like letting someone go because they've either become toxic for the agency, toxic for the production, they're not producing enough, right?
Yeah.
Or just toxic human being. So if you can put in your minimum expectations that you have to maintain a positive attitude.
Yeah. And that should be an expectation, not only for the office, but for themselves.
For themselves.
You
But
know?
it's hard when people are come from a place of negativity, when they were raised in a
and that's
household of negativity.
And that's where I deploy, arguably an unfair amount of empathy, because it's like, I want to have so much empathy and like know and believe and understand that they come from this place, and simultaneously know and believe that we all wake up to choice.
Yeah.
We all live in choice. So how far do you let that go? What's the line? That's what I struggle. That's what I struggle with. Is I honestly don't feel like there is a line. It's like it's like fucking different every single day. And honestly, and it depends on like my tolerance level.
I know.
For the
You're
day.
like, how patient am I today?
Yeah.
But then you have to think about it. I mean, there's that choice. It's with client. It's with everything. It's
It
not
literally
just with
is.
employees.
Absolutely.
It's not just with producers. It's with clients.
Yes.
It's with day-to-day, everything on the day-to-day. It's with your barista in the morning if you choose to get coffee, you know?
Yeah.
I know. That's why I am just trying to just really only stress on the things that I control.
Yeah. My mom always used to say, I love this saying, control the controllables.
Yeah.
So just, self, response, attitude, perspective, those are the things that are within me that I can control. And everything else is just existing as it's supposed to, frankly.
Supposed to. You know what's crazy? All right, we're going to go to a little bit of pop culture here. Have you watched Spaceman? It's very new. Netflix.
No.
Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Which, are you an Adam Sandler fan?
I do.
I love Adam Sandler. Normally,
no one is Jim Carrey, but I do love Adam Sandler.
oh my God, the best is when if the two are together. But okay, so Adam Sandler, normal, funny characters, like witty, like slapstick humor. You know what I mean? This is a very serious role for him.
Okay.
Essentially, and I don't even know if I understood the movie because it was kind of out there. Spaceman, he's a individual astronaut that is going into space to take a look and test some particles in a cloud that's past Jupiter. So he's on his own for about a year. Okay? It takes half a year to get there. He can grab the particles and half a year to come back. While he is on his journey, his wife decides, I've had enough. He's selfish. He's only thinking about himself. He's always gone on these missions. He cares more about his research and his science than he does his family, blah, 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 right? And there's an alien that comes onto the ship. I know, it sounds out there, but what I can't understand is and someone's going to laugh that's watching this because they've watched the movie too, is that alien a figment of his imagination that's talking to him, or is that really an alien on the ship? Like, I can't figure that out. But basically what he is doing, the alien, is teaching him that that cloud that they're going to is that it's energy, it's the universe, that all the things that he was so wrapped into were just basically traumas of his childhood that he was trying to heal, and that his priority should have been his wife the entire time, like his wife and the love for his future family and all these things. So it was a weird movie to talk about exactly what you just said, that you can control your perspective, that the universe is going to happen whether we want it to or not.
Exactly.
Control how you react to what's going on in the universe.
Exactly. And that's what
You should watch that movie.
I will. My attention span is freaking horrible with movies, but
Then you might have a hard time with this one. Because the entire time I was like, I don't still get this. Like, what am I watching
what
here?
What are we doing?
Yeah, like,
when's Adam Sandler gonna crack a joke?
He never does. And you like wait for him to go into like one of his crazy funny voices. Never happens either.
That's funny.
He's this miserable Russian guy.
That is funny though. I mean,
Actually, he cracks a couple of jokes in a weird Adam Sandler fashion.
Okay.
But
He's got a little Adam Sandler flavor in there. But I really feel like I try to exist like this, and I give my power away all the time to things and people that don't deserve it, because that's what we do as humans. But
when really our power should just be to the universe, really.
Absolutely. Myself.
And use the universe the way you want to. If you're religious, use God, whatever you want to.
Absolutely. But whatever is your flavor.
Whatever is your guru, whoever. Mm-hmm. But it's the universe. So whatever the higher power that is, that's what
you got to lean into.
Lean into, yeah.
I am popping in for a quick intermission. The camera died, and then we got completely off topic, and then we got back on a different topic that was a phenomenal topic, so I want to leave that footage in, but that is why this footage doesn't make sense from one conversation to the next. And here's another thing that I didn't
put my hair to the back.
I didn't mention to you last time. What did you say last time? You said you feel like you don't have enough followers or something for... Fuck that.
I know. Well, the reason I say that is because the time that I'm spending on things need to be very purposeful, right? So if the time that, there's obviously a purpose for your podcast.
Yeah.
We identified that very clearly. Like, what is the purpose of the podcast? Content to do what? Attract clients for the agency?
To entertain and educate
to eventually clients, right? Mm-hmm. So then people will be like, hey, this content's awesome. Mm-hmm. Oh, they have an insurance agency. Hey, they have these reviews. They've been saving people money, whatever.
Yeah.
Eventually, get them as clients for the insurance.
Yeah.
Right? What's my purpose for a YouTube channel? Because no one's going to watch my channel and then be like, oh, she does mortgages too. Do you know what I mean? So if my goal is to build my personal brand and to eventually make money because I have so many followers, the snowstorm's coming, it was me. Because I have so many followers, then my idea has to be, well, I better produce content that attracts masses of followers, because that's how I'm going to get paid, because my following's so large. How do I develop the influence to say I use this product and then my 17,000 followers go out and buy the product?
I literally struggle with this same exact thing. And here has been my solution. Don't know if it's a solution. Me as an insurance agent is completely separate from me as a human being.
As your personal brand.
As my me as Michaela Warren. Beauty, makeup, hair,
fitness,
girl shit, fitness,
meal
listening
prep,
to podcasts, meal health,
self-improvement. We're very similar to that.
That is me
as a person.
Those are the things that I just enjoy engaging with. Mm-hmm. But then there's work me. I don't just wake up on a Saturday craving.
Oh, let me read insurance guidelines.
I'm just fucking dying to issue.
Oh my God, 2024's insurance agency guidelines have changed. Let's read them. No, we don't. So this is what, for us to live in our true self and truth, we need to figure out our happy place and then make money for us. That's what we need to do. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're fabulous at your role here at the insurance agency, but it doesn't light you up the way as it does when you're like, oh, I could do, let me teach how to contour my nose. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like art. Yeah. So creative.
It is.
Same thing with me.
Yeah.
I wish some days that I was as passionate about mortgage as I was about lifestyle pop culture. And I'm trying to infuse the two. I think you did. Yes, I'm trying to.
You have, yeah.
That is hard content to make though. Because you can only stock celebrity homes and talk about what a divorce just did to their financial bottom line. You know what I mean? You can only do that so much.
Yeah.
It's the same concept over and over, but it's hard to like create content about our industries.
Yeah.
So I think you're on the way. I think it would be really nice is you build your personal brand, you become a household brand, and your name, you become known. And then people are like, oh, Michaela says to use this agency. Let's go use it.
Yeah.
And they don't even know you own it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have really been thinking on that recently, how to like embed and mesh the two, and it seems
hard.
fucking impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Until we catch our break. So what's our break going to be? Is there ever going to be like Kansas City, Housewives of Kansas City? Or like, what's our break? Or is like the Jersey Shore going to come and like
Jersey
do a
Shore.
side trip to Kansas City and then we get featured on it? Or what reality television show are we going to be featured on?
Yeah.
Or what influencer comes and meets us because they love us?
I don't know, but we're manifesting it
We're
right
manifesting
now.
it.
We're putting it out there.
Yeah.
You are. That's for damn sure. And I'm
know,
listening
I know.
to it.
We're gonna
I'm
figure it
feeding
out.
into it. Where the hell did we leave off?
This is why our content is so good.
Yeah, because this is just natural
It's authentic,
conversation.
and I know that word is played out, but it is natural. Like this is where we live. Michaela and I were gonna go get drinks. It'd probably be a lot more animated if we were a couple of glasses of wine in, but same probably topics.
I didn't tell you this last time, but when I get to drinking, I have a New York accent for sure.
Mine gets really thick. That's hilarious. So what? I wonder how you get a New York accent. Were you subconsciously like, when you learned to speak, is someone from the East Coast?
No, I think I'm just good at impersonating.
That's
things.
hilarious.
And
I sound super East Coast when I'm drinking. It's funny.
whenever you get to talking,
Like when I said, what
can
did I
tell.
say? Embarrassed. It really comes out. So I said it, I was like embarrassed. And then Sean looked at me and he was like, what? Who are you?
Yeah, I don't know if I can just do it right now, but
No, I'm horrible at accents. I'm horrible at singing. I'm not a great actress.
I can act.
Can you sing?
I like to think I can.
I cannot. I know I can't. I want to. Like, did you ever think, like, what talent did I wish I had?
I think if I was born with a talent, it was either acting or singing.
You should sing all the time.
I should.
I should be like, let's go to karaoke. That would be my thing. I'd be like,
Oh my
let's go to
God.
karaoke. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't know. I've never. Well, we did in Mexico, but that like doesn't count.
Why doesn't it count? Did you sing
Because I was
karaoke?
drunk. Yeah.
That's the best karaoke.
Oh my God, not for me. There's no control. There's no control over anything. I would say.
I sing every.
What'd you say?
I sing 99 Luft Balloons.
What the hell is that?
Oh my God, you're so young.
99 Luft balloons?
Yes. Hang on, I'll play it for the viewers at home. You tell me yours.
Don't copyright, please.
Oh, will they do that? Do they come after you like that?
Yes.
Oh my God, Nana
Every
is
single
like.
video is checked for copyright.
Anyway, you'll have to, Nina, or whatever. Someone is laughing right now that you do not know 99.
99 balloons?
It's like the American version is like 99 red balloons. She's like this German singer. It's funny.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, I love Lady Gaga. It would probably be you and I.
Wow, you can sing Lady Gaga. You got a
In theory, in my
good
mind.
voice.
Who knows how it comes out?
I need someone that has like no range, that stays here, stays right here.
I
and has
also
real
love Aretha
good
Franklin. You should be
Oh
proud
my
of me.
God, she sings Aretha Franklin. This girl can sing.
Oh my. That's so
I would
hefty.
never pick an Aretha Franklin. You probably also sing Whitney Houston.
I love Whitney Houston's voice, but that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
That sounds exhausting.
Whenever I try to like go up some octaves, my voice is like so strained already just from talking so much like on a daily basis. It like it disappears. It like cracks and is out.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm not a dancer. I don't think I'm a good dancer. Can you dance?
I can if I learn it. Yeah, I can dance. So like my thing was, I thought I was going to be coming when TikTok first came out. I had my bestie here in Kansas City has 2 young daughters that were very into TikTok and were learning all the dances when they first came out. And that was my thing. My hashtag was like mom moves because I was learning all the
I love
TikTok
this.
dances with them.
Oh, I love that.
But it did nothing for my TikTok following.
Fuck TikTok.
I know. It's exhausting. That is an exhausting platform.
I don't
It's
get
like
on there
too much like stress and like movement.
Yeah.
And Snap is so weird too.
I'm not on Snapchat. I think, you know, I got kicked out of my Snapchat and I haven't even tried to get back
What
in.
were you sending? Why'd you get kicked out of your Snap?
Okay, I kicked out. I bought a new phone.
Oh,
And
you
then-
forgot. This bitch forgot her login. She did not get kicked out. Okay.
Not me trying to
All
blame
right,
the app.
here we go.
Not myself.
It's like she got put in Snapchat jail. I was like, wow.
What did you
you do?
No, that's just me.
She does not
being
know her
responsible.
Snapchat password
No,
is what
I
happened.
don't. And my point is that I don't care enough to go like create a new. No, fuck it.
It's like, okay, so do you listen to Gary Vee?
Yeah.
Okay. Gary Vee is always like, the currency is attention, right? Like, where are the masses
Yes.
going and spending their
Yes.
attention? Unfortunately, these younger generations are on TikTok and Snapchat so much, which is crazy. But now, like, TikTok is finally starting to adapt to that. You see, they have TikTok Shop, TikTok
Yes.
ads. You can do ads on TikTok now. I hope YouTube always maintains it because it's the only platform that I think I vaguely understand.
I love YouTube. That's like where I started is YouTube.
That's
I love
amazing.
it. I love it. I love YouTube. Like consuming content is. And then my second favorite is Instagram for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram way more. I was on Facebook is where I started. Fun fact. I went to Brown University, Ivy League school. Mark Zuckerberg was also my age, so he was at Harvard when I was at Brown. And we were like the second school on the platform.
Really?
I think it was like Harvard,
Interesting.
Yale, Brown.
But so it wasn't Facebook at the time, was it?
The Facebook.
The Facebook is what it was called.
Yeah, like you can see your user, like you can log in online and then look at your user number and you can see what number you were.
No shit.
Of users. So I guess if you like look at the URL of your profile,
Oh, I've
you
seen
can
that.
see.
I've seen that.
You can see what like number of mine's in like the 3 digits, so like in the hundreds.
Really? That is crazy. What year would that have been?
2006-ish, probably 2004, 2006, that ballpark.
I don't think I got on until like 08. 07 or 08.
What year were you born?
95.
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
Yeah, that's so sad. I just graduated college. Okay, next card, please.
Oh my God. Side note, age is just so lame.
It is. I'm going to be 40. We talked about this last time.
I know.
Every day that gets closer.
Where are we at? Okay. Leadership. Did you touch on that? You did.
Yes. How my style has changed.
Yes. Where do you see the mortgage industry going in 2024?
Oh, God. We talked about this briefly. I hope that relief comes. I hope that the feds are like, okay, the economy's not doing as well as we think it is. I don't know where they're getting these botched ass numbers from, but it's not. It's the cost of living is high. We've talked about it. People are going to massive amounts of consumer debt. Something has to change.
Yeah.
And I hope they're like, all right, we got to keep this economy going. Let's drop rates down again.
Yeah. I mean, it sure as shit got shit moving last time.
I know the only way that, honestly, the way that we would get rates dropped is people stop spending money. But people are spending money because they got accustomed to the lifestyle during the pandemic. We were getting stimulus checks when rates were low on everything. Cars, then we got accustomed to that lifestyle and people aren't changing their lifestyle. They're just racking up freaking debt and expensive debt.
Yeah.
So where do I hope it goes or where do I foresee it? I think 2024 is still going to be a pretty tough year. I think the shift's going to happen a lot later than we all expected. And then 2025 is going to be a really good year for mortgage.
Okay.
Gives
I
me
like
time to
that.
get my systems and processes put back in place and hire people.
Focus on Stack?
And focus on Stack.
Yeah.
Stack will be ready when people want to get back in.
Ooh, great point. Okay, so when do you anticipate this product being available?
It's beta available in mid-March, so in 2 weeks.
Oh my. Okay.
Soon.
Wow, it's happening.
So my goal, we were talking about solar, that the solar company that SOAR, which is what we were talking about with Tarek and Heather Amusa, is wanting to talk about Stack at SolarCon, which is a solar convention that is in end of April. So I'm hoping to get a small solar stack built on Stack by mid-April. So the mortgage one will be ready to start selling on the mortgage side.
Yeah.
And then I want to start selling the solar one as well.
Wow. Moving quickly.
Hope so.
Very quickly. What is your plan with the beta? Like, are you launching to particular people or?
Right now I know I have influence in the mortgage world. Okay. So I have a following and I know a lot of people, a lot of company owners, a lot of sales managers in mortgage. So I'm starting in mortgage. So I'm just picking a couple to be like, hey, can you try to break this so I know what's not working, what's working. If the feedback's very strong, I'll put it to market pretty quick. I like to make mistakes because mistakes make us millions, right? Like the more mistakes that we make, like let's go fast. Let's not have it perfect. There's going to be so many versions that I'm going to release. I want it to be a little, like I don't want it to be. I hope it's fabulous right out of the box, but I know it's not going to be.
Yeah.
There's going to be bugs. There's going to be things that we need to fix. So I'm hoping there's not a lot, and I hope it's pretty awesome right out the jump.
Yeah.
That'd be the goal.
Yeah. Whenever you launch, then what? You have influence.
I have influence, so I'm going to let a lot of people know that it's out there. But I'm going to do a ton of directed social media marketing for those 3 avatars that we talked about directly to new loan officers, right? So I'm going to try to put out quite a few ads. Of course, I live on Instagram, so I want some Instagram ads out there directly to loan officers. I want to put some Instagram ads out there directly to sales managers and then mortgage company owners. I want to get on a ton of podcasts. So I feel like the more that I talk about Stack
absolutely.
On podcasts that I know the people in the mortgage industry listen to, then I know that'll be a pretty easy sale that way.
So I guess I'm struggling because I don't know much about beta. Like what does that mean for a
beta?
Product?
Just means like it's ready to be played with.
Okay. I thought that's what it meant, but I didn't know if you
I can sell it when it's in beta.
And
give like founders pricing.
Okay.
With basically me acknowledging that there's going to be bugs. Give me a little bit of grace. It's not perfect. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to sell that yet, but I'll figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, check out Adriana's Instagram, and are you going to be posting on your?
So do you follow Stack now? Have you been watching it?
I only follow you.
So Get Stacked Online is the website, but if you just look up, actually put it in your search. Tell me what pops up. Go to Instagram, and then just go into your search bar and put in Stack and tell me what comes up. Does like anything? Because the actual handle's Stacked Online.
First one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably because you follow me. So
I said followed by Adriana Bates.
Yes. So if you look at it, like I've been pumping out content for this for a while. I just haven't been, it's all mortgage related. You see that? Like, because that was my initial goal to just keep it focused on mortgage.
But like you were saying, I think you can orient yourself in a way where this is applicable to so many different sectors of
anything, any company. So let's take a plumbing company, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a trade. So there's people that are good at plumbing,
right? Horrible
at business ownership and sales.
Yeah. So
a plumber will need to train their apprentice, their office staff, their everything. And there needs to be a platform and they need to be able to manage it. So plumbing's kind of a bad example because it's very much a trade. Like you can't really track how they can change whatever they need to change. But the concept's the same. There has to be a good learning management platform that can give, content to learn, quizzes to make sure they're training, and then client-facing scenarios. Yeah, but any like pest control, door-to-door sales, Cutco. Let's manifest that one. That's a huge ass MLM.
Is that
a MLM company? Yeah, it's MLM, but MLM companies would need this. Can you imagine a stack on MLM?
Yeah.
That's a good one, and that could make me a ton of money.
Especially so I don't know if you know, but I was affiliated with one for 2 years.
No, which one?
And Lime Life Cosmetics.
Oh.
Really good product.
Is that how did you find Lime Life because you were already interested and you were developing like your personal identity with makeup? You know what I mean? Like your personal brand?
Sure, yeah.
So you're like, this is a good way that I can monetize it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I don't know where I was going.
What's the training like in MLM?
It's hard to distinguish for me at the time. This was, 2 or 3 years ago, me. It was hard for me to distinguish, again, toxic trait. I see so much awesomeness in everybody, and everybody's going to be awesome. No, wrong, false.
Let me guess, the leader that brought you into it or whatever.
And it's hard to identify who is going to be and do what, because you don't know what they're doing and you don't know how invested they are.
Right.
You know, because a lot of the, oh yeah, I'm doing all the things and
they're part-time, they have other jobs.
Yeah. So
and you're like, you have a question about the platform or the tech.
And I'm trying to get out of dentistry.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, they sold you on the dream that this is the way that your passive income can become your main income.
And so as someone who's like all in, I am all fucking in. Like, it was very frustrating for me to identify who. And
you're like, this bitch isn't all in. This bitch doesn't do half the shit. And she's got a lot of stock and inventory that she bought on her own to get her numbers set. Just kidding. I don't know how that works with that one.
That's probably true.
But we could build a pretty badass stack on MLM.
Yeah.
Like building your sphere.
I think it would be helpful
how to market yourself.
For leaders.
It would. Because then you could say, there's a module on using this technology or this piece of the database.
Yeah.
Just go reference module 3, lesson 2A, and watch that video and then take that quiz.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the KPIs would be really good in that because MLM, the successful ones, do a certain number of sales activities on a daily basis every day, and they make it a habit, and that's how they grow their business.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, for Limelight, is that what you said? Limelight, did you have to do a certain number of parties, in-home parties or something? Or
no, it was
makeup consultations or something?
It was kind of willy-nilly on that. We just had to meet like $300 in sales every month. Okay.
How did you do the sale? Did you do it through parties or did you do it through in-person, one-on-one makeup consultations?
That never worked for me. Tried it, but it never worked. I always did social media.
See, social media was your platform. That was your way that you could grow. I think some people might have like a wine and cheese party and then do makeup application, whatever. And then
that works.
Yeah, for some.
A lot of people, yeah.
So I think that would be a good module, right? So if you could say, okay, if you do one, for you it'd be every day you have to do one piece, whether it's the eyes, whether it's a contour of the nose, whether it's the lip gloss. Every day you could commit a 10-minute video on socials.
See, even on content creators.
Yes.
Like, fuck MLM, someone who's just trying to stay on.
I don't know it as well. That would be a really, really good one.
But someone who's trying to
stay accountable or build their team.
Yeah.
That could be a really good one too.
Yeah.
I think Stack is just like masterclass. You can do a master. Yeah. Martha Stewart did a masterclass.
I saw that.
Kris Kardashian did Kris Jenner, whatever, did a masterclass.
Yes.
So as soon as I have it where it can be a platform and where I hope it goes to the end, it's the skeleton of a platform for any industry, and someone that's a go-getter can actually like embed Loom right in there and record their own modules. And it guides them to create their quizzes or uses AI to take their script and create 5 quizzes from that content.
I've used Loom.
I love Loom. I use that for all my training videos internally.
Interesting. I used it to sell policies. I would
record them and going through.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what the hell you're talking about when they're on the phone. No. They're not following along with you. So you're like, this is going to sound like a bunch of numbers. I'm going to tell them to you, but I'm going to send you a video going over it individually afterwards. Yeah.
I don't do it very often. I've only done it a handful of times, but it works.
Yeah. I think it's a great follow-up. It takes 10 minutes to record it. It's a great follow-up from a phone call. I do the same thing if someone can't meet me like through Zoom or something to go through their final numbers for a mortgage. I just record it on Loom, and honestly, sometimes if I don't really like them, I just record it on the Loom and send them the link to watch it.
Yeah.
There's just certain clients that talk for an hour.
Yes, we all have those ones.
Yeah.
Those special clients. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, no. To the listeners and everyone at home, hey, if you found it interesting to hear about Stack, I would love, the follow on it just to see where it goes. We don't have a YouTube channel yet. What I am thinking it will be a lot on like leadership training, on sales management, on tracking KPIs. You know what I mean? Something that's a little bit more evergreen and not industry specific eventually. That's where I just envision it going. But yeah, we'd love to follow. And follow me personally too, like on our
absolutely follow
personal brand,
Adriana Bates, and she posts all kinds of good things. I love following you. I love following along.
Oh, you're the sweetest. Did you? I thought of you when I posted that last one. Did you see the one that I posted yesterday? Hang on, there was one. I gotta read it because now I gotta get off stack. Okay, let's go back to my personal one. It says, how's it gone? It's gone. Oh,
is it your story?
My fucking stories. The one how you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's because, my darling, you're champagne.
Yes, I did. Yes. It's so true. It's so true.
And sometimes we just need a little reminder.
Yeah.
That we are.
Yeah.
We're all champagne.
We are. Thank you so much for coming back and doing
fabulous.
part 2. This was a little bit of a drive for you.
No, I knocked out that phone call. See? I'm being very efficient.
You are. You're being efficient.
Do you like my spring nails, by the way?
This is a lot for me. I was going to comment on them because
This is a lot. If you cannot see my nails at home, this is a lot for me. Like, I'm usually just like all nude, but like my nail tech is really good at pushing my boundaries. She's like, you need some color. It's going to be spring.
Yeah.
Spring
they're
break
so
nails.
pretty. I love them.
Thanks.
Thank you for bringing that
a lot of neon.
Up. Yes, I love it. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for driving out this way. I appreciate your time coming out and talking with us.
Anytime.
I can't wait to go through, pull content, and so we can push stack.
I feel like we have such good like videos that are hilarious,
Yes.
Like if we have our little sound bites, they're really fun.
Yeah.
And I love you, Mom. I'm not going to tear you down in this one.
We love you, Mom.
Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.